Welcome to your yin class. My name is Joëlle. Before we start class, I just want to show you what you might potentially need for the class. So if you know that you've got all the props, if you practice yin quite regularly and you have all the props already here, then please come into a seated meditation. If not, I'd like to ask you to find 2 blocks. If you do not have blocks, you can use books, but use thick books, or maybe grab 2 bottles, can be bigger bottles, can be smaller bottles from the fridge, so you can use those. So bottles instead of blocks, if that works for you. I'll put them here, because I will need them. So the bottles can replace the blocks, and then it would be nice if you have a strap. There could be a yoga strap, but it can also be maybe even the belt from your gown or something which you could also use during the practice. And then the last thing we'll need is a beach towel. So I think most of you will have a beach towel or a bolster or something soft if you have a meditation pillow or anything like that. So I'm just going to give you another 2 minutes or so to get yourself ready. You can do this practice without any props as well. It's not a problem at all. But you know, in yin it is actually really nice to prop yourself up. If you are already totally settled with all your props and your things, then please come into a comfortable seat. So we'll start class in meditation. So the people that are still organizing their props, organize your props and then join us in a seat. We'll sit still for another minute or so, and then I will guide you through a little bit of a meditation. I will explain what yin yoga actually is, because some of you might have never practiced yin yoga before. But for now, if you are already ready and you have all your props, just come into a seat, close your eyes, and take a minute or so to just sit still, to observe. Cross the other shin in front, and then just close your eyes for a 2-minute seated meditation. Let's start with our physical body, checking in with how the body feels this morning. Physical body, our mental body, our emotional body, our energetical body. Just observe, they are all linked together. But for now, let's focus on our physical body only. And then the beautiful lungs and organs we have to breathe, to bring oxygen to our blood. So start to bring a little bit more attention to your breath. And if you can, start to deepen and lengthen the breaths. Around 4 to 6 counts to breathe in. And around 4 to 6 counts to breathe out. Soften the skin on your face, and if you feel safe, close your eyes. expansion of the ribs, of the rib cage when you breathe in, and a softening on your exhale. And now the breath and the mind, the thoughts that are popping up in your mind, the breath and the mind are like two fish swimming together. So they are like partners. And the more you slow down the breath, you'll notice that your mind also starts to slow down a little, to settle. And once the mind starts to settle with the help of the expansion and the slowing down of your breathing, you might have moments of clarity, moments of perspection. Place your hands together in front of the heart. We are physically not in the same room, but we are all sitting on our mats. So just bring your attention to the fact that you are not alone, that there are other people united through our communities that are also practicing breathing and processing everything that's going on. Your mat is a very, very safe place to come back to all the time, whether it's to just sit, to just breathe, or to also introduce movement. My intention this morning when I meditated was, or a thought that came up, which I want to make my intention for this day, is everything will balance itself out. The planet balances itself out through fire. Even when our mountains in Cape Town are on fire, after a while there's new life again, and it will apply to this as well. Everything will balance itself out. Let's trust and believe that. If you have another intention, please bring it into mind. With a grateful heart to guide you through this practice, I bow my head towards my fingers, acknowledging both my head and my thoughts and my heart space. And we'll simply move to a child. No, let's come to our back. I want to breathe a little bit more. Our breath is so important. So you can take something heavy, whether that's your book, your block, or your bottle of water, and just lie onto your back and place something heavy on the lower belly. Let the feet fall out to the side. If you have a sensitive lower back, just bring the feet as wide as the mat and let the knees knock in towards each other. And now you're going to breathe with directional breathing. So you're going to breathe towards that block, or I'm just going to say block, but you know, whatever you've got lying on your tummy now. Can you breathe nice and slow and let it rise? 4 rounds, 4 counts, 6 counts to breathe in, and then maybe a nice soft sigh. Inhale to expand the belly, also your chest expands. Breathe all the way into the lower part of your belly, into the chest, towards the collarbones, and then either exhale out of the mouth or the nose. You breathe into the nose for 4, 3, 2, just surrender for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. 2 more times. Inhale, 4, 3, 2. Softly exhale, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. One more time. Deep breath in, fill up your belly, your chest, your lungs, and then softly exhale, 6. So you can keep this rhythm of breath. It's nice to have a longer exhale compared to your inhale to really slow down your central nervous system. Put your block or your bottle to the side and just have your right knee in towards your chest. You can create a couple of circles. Now in Yin Yoga, it is really about resting, about recovering, about slowing down and getting into a space of yin, which is the art of doing nothing. But we're not doing nothing, we're actually moving energy, we're stimulating organs, but in a very soft and gentle way. Good. Bring your belt or your belt of your gown around the top of the foot, and then just stretch the right leg out. Adjust your hips. You can't really see them, and I'd also suggest to, once you've got the shape, you can start closing the eyes. You can have the left knee bent again if it's more comfortable for you. 3 minutes here. So now in Yin Yoga, we kind of have 3 principles, which is your edge. Where is your edge, which will be different for everybody, which will also be different depending on the day. So find a place where, yes, you feel the muscles stretch, maybe some resistance somewhere in the body. So that's your edge. And then for a moment, you commit to stillness, to not fiddling, to simply just being still in the shape with whatever comes up, with whatever sensations you feel in the body, with whatever emotions that might pop up, whether they are moments of joy or frustration, anger or happiness. Just be with whatever you feel and observe your thoughts. There's no judgment, there's no attachment to the thoughts. And if your thoughts go into a direction that is not kind or not very supportive, maybe just look back, bring your mind to the intention of your class. Whether that was your personal intention or the intention of trusting that everything will balance itself out. Stay with the breath. Remember, the breath and the mind are like 2 fish that swim together. They don't hold hands, but they swim together. So deepen the breath, lengthen the breath. We'll stay still for the last minute or so. Make sure you're warm. You can always put on some socks or some extra clothing. Make it as comfortable as possible. Very, very nurturing space. Self-care, self-love, self-compassion. Around 5 more rounds of breath. You can move deeper towards a stronger edge, or maybe back out. They're both okay. Nice. Slowly release your belt, keep it somewhere close. Bring both knees in towards your chest and then create a couple of circles with the knees. I'm noticing that my knees are moving clockwise, both of them. So let's do another 2 rounds here. And then let's do the opposite direction. Anti-clockwise, massaging the back of your hips. A little bit of movement in the lower back. Keep the left knee in towards your chest. Right leg extends along the floor or bend it so it's a little softer on the lower back. And close your eyes. Focus on the breath. Soften the toes, soften the skin on your face. So in the yoga world, we have yang energy and yin energy. Yang is do, 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 more, which is kind of in the Western world linked to fight-flight mode for your central nervous system. And to balance things out, we also need some yin. Some stopping, some slowing, some pausing, some stillness. Let's bring the belt back in. So bring your left leg up towards the sky. 3 minutes. And you might notice that the right or the left leg feels slightly different. That's alright. So the first couple of moments is a search of finding a shape. A bit of curiosity in, okay, where do I want to be? Do I want my hands quite high? Do I want them low? There's so many different subtle adjustments you can make. And once you have let that curiosity settle, you commit to stillness. Notice when you potentially want to move, why you want to move. Is there an emotion that might be present that is uncomfortable? Is it a physical sensation that is challenging you now and you want to move? The only thing we move away from is sharp physical pain, as if someone is like stabbing a knife in your leg or something like that. Otherwise, if it's a stretchy sensation, if it's a resistance in the body, try to stay with it. Breathe nice and slow. At any stage, you know that you can go deeper, you know that you can go a little less deep. It is up to you. Feel free to close your eyes if they're not closed. Soften the shoulders away from the ears. Stay there. Just giving you a little bit more of this beautiful music. One more minute. Notice where you feel the sensations in the body. Is it more in the calf? Is it more in your hamstring? Does it radiate down towards your left hip? Slow down the breath, deepen the breath. Around 3 more rounds of breath, nice and slow, nice and deep. Bring both legs up towards the sky. You can pedal them out a little bit, just relaxing the toes and the ankles and the knees. Happy baby pose. So different people, different options. You can hold onto the back of the knees. You can hold onto the ankles. Some people might naturally just be able to hold onto the outside of the feet. Make sure your bum is on the floor. So rather keep a straight spine in this variation. Or you can bring in your belt. So you bring the belt across the feet. And that's where we'll stay for another 2 minutes. Close your eyes. Feel the breath. Enjoy the music. Go into a space of sensations, of feelings. Observation of creating awareness. Everything effortless. Time. Let time do its work. Take time to feel, to breathe. Slowly let go. Alright, let's roll to our sides and then softly come to a seated position. Now you can bring in either your blocks or your bottles or whatever you want to use for the next bit. Just place them at the top of your mat, one on each side. So either you have your 2 bottles or your 2 blocks. And let's actually already prepare our towel as well. So your towel can be a pillow for your head. We'll use it in a different way as well. So fold your towel, depending on how big it is. Just fold it up and make a tight roll. So you can place it under your head whenever you need. We'll use it a little later. Perfect. Alright, let's bring. We're all set up now for the next little bits. Let's first come to a kneeling position. So you can come to your toes. Maybe manually spread your toes. We're really going to work into the feet and the wrist at the moment. I'll move this so you can see. And then let's sit back. So this is quite a strong stretch for most of us. Really stretching into the soles of the feet. And when we stretch in the soles of the feet, we're basically stimulating many meridians, many organs, or just focus on the physical sensations. If this is too much for you, you can place your beach towel in between your bum and your thighs and lean a little bit forward. If this is quite okay for you, just lean back. And now you can eagle your right arm under your left. Let me set up the timer. We'll stay here for 2 minutes. 2 minutes. So your right arm is eagled under the left. You can also place your hands on your shoulders. Close your eyes here, sit still. Notice the sensations in the feet. It's really rare that people do not feel this. So if it's quite a strong stretch in the soles of the feet, that is normal. Can you now breathe through any of the maybe challenging thoughts that you're having about it or the sensations? You can always move out. In yin yoga, it's a very nurturing space. There's no you should, there's no you have to, but you can. You can try, and you can try to let the breath be supportive. So bring your attention back to that long, deep breathing. Maybe even bring your attention to your intention mentally. Soften the skin on your face. And if you want, you can even humbly bow your head slightly forward. Shoulders move away from the ears. Elbows move a little up. Hands are also away from the face. I can feel this. Let me see. 27 seconds to go. Deep breath. Toe seat. Very, very good. Now the nice thing is your yin practice is not just a physical creation of space, it's also a mental creation of space. Woo! Yeah, we can release. Actually, I'll finish that sentence later. Let's first release. So bring your hands, fingertips to the floor. Ooh, yeah. It's often when we move out that we feel the effect. You can even clapper your feet a little bit onto your mat. Mamma mia. Now the counter pose of that one is to have the toes pointed. So they're not tucked. And I actually like to remove some flesh and then sit onto the heels. interesting enough, some of us find this just as challenging. This is relatively easy for me. I've got lots of space in the front of my feet apparently. And then we eagle that left arm under the right. Hands can be on the shoulders. And there we go, 2 minutes. So this is a nurturing space. It is a space of finding the edge. A space of commitment to stillness and not fiddling, and allowing time to stretch your fascia, your deep connective tissues. But it's not just physical sensations, it is also a very meditative practice. You can practice the whole class with your eyes closed if you wanted to. But the nice thing is with lots of yin shapes, you can actually do them while reading a book, or while watching a movie, or while sun tanning. So some of these shapes, for example these toe seeds, you can do this while reading. You just set a timer, and then you know, next chapter you do the counter pose. Just suggesting, if you do enjoy this, stay with the breath. Soften the skin on your face. You will stay still until the end, another 40 seconds. Last one. Nice. All right, let's step. If you have a sensitive knee, you might want to fold your mat down to create a little bit of padding. I'm going to do that anyways because it's Sunday. We just want to, you know, relax and give everything as much love as we can. There you go, either your bottles, so your left knee is behind you, your right foot is in front. Place the hands flat into the floor, and then start to work into your hips. 2 minutes. So the length of that we hold our shapes, 2 minutes I think would be for most of the shapes the minimum, really to get some kind of effect. You can hold them up to 5 minutes if you want, and then it becomes really, really challenging. And some shapes just trigger in a good way more than others. Some are like, oh, I could stay forever. Well, then it means there's not so much resistance, there's already a lot of space in that specific joint or that specific area of your body. And other shapes already after a couple of breaths you go like, oh no, do I have to stay here? And then, yeah, you commit, you know. That means that those shapes are actually the shapes where you need the space most. While we're chatting, or while I'm chatting, we're already halfway. Keep your shoulders away from the ears. In the last minute, again, I would like to offer you stillness. Just music, your breath, the sensations in the body, the emotions, the thoughts. Nice, guys. Let's do the other side. So step back, knees, blocks to the outside of the left foot. The knee is above the ankle. So there's a nice alignment here. Again, be curious. I sometimes compare the beginning of finding your shape like trying on new clothing in a shop. Like you put the jacket on and you're like, oh no, this is too small. Or you put the jacket on and you go, oh no, this is too big. And then you find the jacket that just fits. It's the same with finding your variation of a shape. It's like, okay, do I want my block high? Do I want them low? My bottles? And then you're like, okay, yeah, this is it. I found my edge. I can breathe. I can smile. I feel I'm being kind, but I'm still being challenged. And then you close your eyes. You commit to stillness and time. 2 minutes. Notice what you notice and notice the resistance maybe in the right front of the right hip. Or do you feel it more around the left bum? Can you follow your in and your exhales, and can you follow what the in and the exhale do with your body? So when you breathe in, can you feel the air through the nostrils? Through the throat? Can you feel how you're filling up your lungs and expand your chest? Maybe even breathe all the way down to the belly. And what happens on the exhale? There's a softness. It's like waves coming in and out. It's this continuous, it's a circle. Our bodies find balance. Our planet finds balance. We will shift and adapt and refine balance. Everything balances out. Around 45 seconds to go. So if you want to go deeper, lower, higher, as long as you're breathing and smiling and having kind thoughts, you're in the right place. towel in. You're going to place the beach towel at the frontal hip sit. So there's little bones that sit there, maybe even touch them. You go, okay, that's the point. Nice pressure will be on those points. I really enjoy this. So you place those frontal hip bones on your beach towel. You can move around a little bit. Now point the toes backwards and come into swings pose. So this is a slight back bend. If you have sensitive lower back, just place your elbows a little bit more to the front. If you feel like you can have more height, you can also place your blocks underneath, your books underneath. Shall we do 3 minutes here? It's such a nice heart opener. It's really nice for your kidneys as well. Wait, I can't do it like that. Yes. Close your eyes and notice if you're not collapsing in your shoulders. So there's a little bit of a lift. A little bit of a lift from the elbow or a pressure down through the elbows. It's not a big effort, it's a soft effort. A lift and opening of the heart and the collarbones. And then just breathe. So today's yin class is really just a general opening of the main joints, of fascia. And a calming down of the minds. Integrating and processing what we're feeling, what we're thinking. Notice the breath. Whenever you feel the mind is wandering, you can always bring your attention back to the breath, create conscious breathing, or bring your mind to the intention. Again, pay attention to the intention of what you might want to cultivate, what you might want to change, maybe what you're grateful for, halfway, or already over halfway. So you can go higher if you want. I think this is going to be too much. I've got quite some space this morning. Interesting. This is actually a very difficult shape for my body. Normally, today I've got space. I actually feel quite good today, I have to admit. With my check-in, my body feels open. And that's not the same every day. And the practice there is not to attach to when your body feels really good. Like, oh, I wish it could be like this every day. That's an attachment you don't know. And also a practice of not judging when it's not like you want it to be. You know, when your body feels tired, or your mind is upset, or you feel emotionally a bit depleted. It's okay. It is totally fine. And then you practice, and hopefully the intention of just trusting that everything will balance out. Can bring some perspective. 2 more rounds of breath here. Oh, and then slowly come out. You can keep the towel where it is, just remove whatever is in front of your face. And we'll take a minute of rebound. So just kind of lying there. Create a pillow with your hands for your head. If you breathe into the lower part of your belly, you might feel it press a little bit against your beach towel as well. Bring your hands back next to your rib cage. Press yourself back up. Your towel can also be moved to the side. Just make sure it's close by, so you might need it again. And then coming to a child's pose, big toes touch. Let's add on a little bit of a side stretch. So you walk your hands to the right side. You can even place your left hand on top of the right. Really try to create space. And just stay there. We'll stay there for 2 minutes as well. Let your head rest. Breathe into the left lung now. So this left side of the body is really nice and open. The left lung has lots of space to fill up. So really direct with your mind. You can direct more attention and more breath towards that left lung. Not only stretching the muscles, the tendons, but also giving the organs underneath some space. Just commit to closing your eyes, to breathing and to staying still. I'll let you know when it's time to move again. Soften your jaw, a bit of space between your top and your bottom lip of your mouth. Slowly come back to the center. Lift your up hips and knees under your hips. Anatasana pose, another beautiful heart opener. So the hips are above the knees. You can point or flex your toes, it doesn't matter. And then you press your chest softly down towards the floor. Yeah, your third eye can be on the floor, or some people like the chin. Just be careful with the chin that there's no weird sensations in the back of the neck. There's some important arteries that run through your neck. You don't want to put, you are pressing a little bit there. So I personally prefer to have my third eye on the floor. The space between the eyebrows. Now breathe and feel the space. As if you can breathe into the armpits. Notice that if you imagine that there are like nostrils in your armpits, you can actually bring more attention to them. And then on the exhale, soften. Opening up into the armpits also relaxes those big shoulder joints. To the right side of your upper body. Again, if your knees are uncomfortable from the mat, make this yummy. You can even place the towel. So if you are more stiff into the hip area, just place the towel on top. A block under your head if you need to. You know, we all have different bodies. So that's the curiosity that comes in here. Are you still paying attention to your breath? Does it help you to count the length of the in and the exhales? Slowly come back to center. And then find yourself again on your back. You can bring your towel with you or your block. Nice. You can place the towel, or I'm going to use the towel as well, it's nice and soft, in between the legs. Open the arms. And then let the knees fall to the left side. So we'll start on the left side. Make sure there's space. If you bring the knees higher up towards your chest, you might feel it more into the lower part of your back. If you bring it a little away, the twist is more here in the, around your heart, around the bra, or like, you know, when you wear like a sport heart rate meter around there. If you move it more away, just see what feels good, your space of curiosity. Now you can decide if you want to keep your nose facing up or if you want to turn your face to the right hand. 2 minutes. Soften your toes. Soften your ankles, soften your knees, soften your thighs and your hips, soften your tummy and the organs that lie underneath your abdominals, soften your chest and your heart. Soften your shoulders, soften your elbows, soften the wrists, the hands, the palms, the fingers, soften your jaw, soften your cheeks, let your eyes feel heavy in the sockets. Soften the front, soften the hairline, soften your brain. Really gently move back to center. You can reset your hips and your shoulders, feel the symmetry. Maybe a quick leg up the wall, lift your hips, and then we'll immediately do the other side. So reset your towel, bend the knees, and then let the knees fall to the right side. Try to see where you want to go. Oh yeah, nice. Sometimes the vertebrae in my spine, poof, they just pop like that. It's a nice release. That can happen. What are you going to do with your head? You're going to have the nose pointing up or to the sides. A still body. Pay attention to the breath. Calm down the mind. Find some clarity through all the thoughts and emotions. Find some centering thoughts, some grounding thoughts. It is so lovely to be able to teach online, to share my love for yoga for life. Please feel free to send me a message after the class. I'm Joëlle on Instagram. I'd love to hear what you felt during the class. If this maybe was your first yoga class, please, any contact, any interaction is always amazing. I also teach my own classes from Monday to Friday, so if you enjoy the music, the energy, I hope you do, because I do it with lots of love. Let me know. Around 5 more rounds of breath. Keep that calmness with you in the rest of your day. Your intention setting is powerful for your practice, but even more powerful when you take that into the rest of your day. Come back to center. Last shape before Shavasana is supported bridge pose. So lift your hips. You can place your towel under your hips. If you want more height, you can use a big book or a couple of blocks. One of my favorite shapes. Just 2 minutes here. Feet are parallel, hip width apart. Time flies when you're having fun. If you feel you're getting a little bit cold, maybe start to think about, putting some socks on. I'd really like to suggest that once this class finishes, you take another 5 or 10 minutes maybe to be in Shavasana, to meditate, maybe even journal some of the thoughts and the ideas and the feelings that came up for you during this class. It's a beautiful integrative practice. It's when you slow down that, we can really start to see clearer. Also, creative thoughts might come up and feelings. One more minute here. this. It's life. Grateful to be alive, and everything will balance out. Stay here. This is such a lovely shape to stay a little longer. Otherwise, I'm going to suggest to come into a full Shavasana. Legs as wide as the mat, palms facing up. If you have a wall close by, it is also nice to come into a leg of the wall, where you bring your bum quite close to the wall and you just hang out here. So maybe you're still in supported bridge, maybe you've opted for a full Shavasana, leg up the wall, or a seat. If you are choosing to stay and really, use this time, your body, your mind, your heart are aligned and centered, it is such a beautiful time to just maybe set a timer for yourself on your watch or on your phone and go, I'm actually going to sit still for 5-10 minutes. Put some nice music on. You can find my meditation music song playlist on Spotify. It has around 300 songs, so you can sit for a long time. It's good. It's really, really good to sit on your mat or to just be in Shavasana. Before I lose you, I want to thank you for starting the day together. Everything will balance out, and from my heart to your heart. Namaste.